friends. Welcome to Pyramid Yuva Shakti Daily Meditation. Thank you for joining us today. Friends, yesterday we had a beautiful session. We had Nandini, our friend, with us, who shared with all of us the book, the concepts in the book, The Buddha's Wife. We all know Buddha as a great spiritual master. Anybody who hears the word meditation would immediately recognize Buddha. But nobody would have thought what Buddha's wife would have been. What was her spiritual journey? But this author, Janet and Samuel, they both together as a couple, they had a great spiritual awakening. And through this imaginary story, they gave a great message of how Buddha's wife spiritual journey was and how she wanted to be together with everybody. Taking celibacy and then going in an individual practice is a different thing. But being as a spiritual person at the same time, being in a family life is very challenging and it is very important. So we PSSM masters, we are all following Buddha's wife's path and as well as Buddha's meditation. Everybody has to practice the book reading. Books are our great friends. We get so much of message from the books. Every author has put his wisdom in the form of words in the books. It is full of energy. It is full of wisdom. Any query, any doubt, or anything which you want, immediately the book will answer to you. It's said that books are the swiftest shortcut to enlightenment. That is the reason we have Swadhyaya sessions, so that everybody gets motivated and inspired to pick a book and then read it and make this Swadhyaya yoga a practice in your life. So friends, today we have our friend Ankit with us. So a small introduction before I ask Ankit to be with you. So Ankit is from Atlanta and he has graduated recently from Masters and he is working as a consultant, management consultant. And Ankit is from a spiritual family. The entire family of his is working with a great thirst to spread meditation to everybody. Let us hear from Ankit, his personal transformation, his personal spiritual journey. So join me in welcoming Ankit. Hello, Ankit.
Hey, Deepika. Hey guys, and hope everyone's day has been going fabulous. First of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and really a big thanks to everyone responsible in making this amazing event possible, right? So my name is Ankit, and I'm currently working as a management consultant in Atlanta. Have been meditating for quite some time and has been a very eventful journey. I come from a family, like Deepika said, of meditators, who not only are passionate about meditation and mental health, but also are dedicated to spread this art throughout the whole world, right? So my meditation journey has been quite interesting. Um, like others, I struggled to have quality meditation early on. you know Thoughts seem to be very hard to get rid of. But eventually, I really understood that merely by observing your thoughts and being more aware of the fact that your thoughts come and go, I really started to see a difference, right? I started to gain more control over them. um, Soon I started to have very efficient sessions of meditation, one with minimal thoughts. That transition was the first time I started to really see a difference in my normal life. I started to see that I could focus on things for much longer. was able to read with minimal distractions, and could follow schedules much better. And since then, I've been trying and experimenting to go into much deeper levels. I now feel somewhat confident to sit in meditation and not have much thoughts at all, and therefore try to achieve deeper states of calmness. With having deeper meditation trips, I really started to see new set of changes now. Stress seemed to vanish, right? Like positivity started to be the new normal. State of awareness is starting to evolve, right? So in my meditation journey, I guess to sum it up, I've never been more happy than at this moment, and truly, and I'm excited to witness many more benefits and experiences that will lead me into my next part of my meditation journey. I'm just excited to see what else is out there, and listening to sessions like this and different masters and different people with their experiences are one of the best ways to really progress and be better at your journey, and just keep benefiting with all those nice little things, right? So it's been a great journey so far, and I'm just excited to see what else is out there, right? So I wanted to start, by asking a question. When we're talking about the young people, the new people to meditation, the question now sometimes we need to ask is, when was the last time we really sat down and absolutely did nothing, right? And by nothing, I really mean nothing. No calling or texting, no social media, no Snapchat, no TV, or even reading, simply doing nothing, right? Not thinking about the past or thinking about the future, but being totally blank. Um, so it's probably been a while, right? And this has become the normal in our everyday society. We're always preoccupied by something that we always, have to be active. Our minds have to be doing something. And we have become so uncomfortable just being ourselves, and in transition we cannot simply be, right? On buses, trains, wherever we are, we're on our phones, walking down the streets, we check email, and when we're having dinner with friends, we all look at social media, always disconnected from the present moment. And 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 if you really think about it that way, it could be quite scary, right? Because we're thinking about our mind, our one of the most valuable resource, our mind, which we rely heavily upon to be happy or content or emotionally balanced. So it is quite important. And everything that we ever do is seen through our mind. Um, and the same mind we depend upon to be focused, creative, and to perform everything that we really want to do in life. So when we begin to meditate, what I've seen and what I think people do is, seeing, yourself in a different dimension. And it's as if we're looking at ourselves in the third person. And why that is interesting is because through time, we'll begin to understand that meditation has many benefits. Imagine you could go slowly, disconnect yourself from rest of the world, and you essentially go in half the speed. And that's how it feels like when you're meditating, right? Everything just slows down, so you get to appreciate what's happening in front of us, around us. You start to become more aware, which is something that when you experience, you instantly know that how important that really is to your life and how that's affecting your life. And that's something that I've started to see recently. And with this feeling of slow motion comes clarity, and with clarity comes better decision making, right? And I know that everyone in this room, myself included, would like to make better decisions from time to time, whether that is deciding between as simple as good or bad food, studying or working out, or what you're trying to do now, what's the best way to debate. If one can become clear with what they want to do, life just becomes easier, more fun, and in turn we're just going to be much happy, right? And being deeply introspective is what makes the difference between normal people versus the high achievers. um so so that being said, as we begin on a quest to better ourselves, even knowing ourselves much better, um you know and that progression, and in the world that we live in, where it's so competitive in terms of doing anything, I mean, tools like these are so essential, especially when the world is going so fast. Every day is a different day. There's so much stress, things happening outside. Eh, you know, meditation just becomes something so essential that we really can't honestly live without, right? So, so when we're really talking about it, at the end of the day, we really all know the benefits of meditation, right? I mean, in today's world, with all the research, studies and wide acceptance, I think it is quite obvious that, and I'm pretty sure everyone is aware that this practice, and in fact, is beneficial to our lives, right? It's quite simple. Um, Practicing meditation means practicing to have less thoughts, less distractions, which really means increase in focus, consistency, concentration, and so on. When you're really thinking, you don't want other thoughts to cloud your judgment, right? You want that 100% focus. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? I mean, there is a reason why companies like Google, Facebook, Apple, Amazon all implement programs on meditation and mental health. And that brings to my next question. So even though we understand all the benefits, why is it so hard to meditate regularly? And I mean, let's be honest, um, I had difficulties keeping a schedule. I'm pretty sure most of you who are young or new to meditation have also struggled practicing regularly. Well, through my very own meditation journey, I knew I had to solve this problem, because I knew the benefits. I know a lot of people do know the benefits, but this problem needs to be solved. And then I came across it. I found the answer to this problem, and it is just a simple concept of progression. For example, let's take exercising, right? I love talking about exercise as an example because it is so similar to meditation and is really relatable to everyone. How does one meditate regularly? People who exercise regularly goes home and look at themselves in the mirror and love to see that progress, which then motivates them to keep doing it over and over again. You can even go one step forward and say you can track your progress. How much weight are you lifting, or how many laps are you swimming, or how far are you jogging? And then you ask, are we beating our goals? Are you progressing? See, progression leads to results, which then leads to motivation, to then leading to more progression. And the cycle keeps going and going, and you keep getting better and better. And same exact concept we can apply to meditation. There are so many ways to track your meditation sessions. And one of which I personally used, could be tracking your very own thoughts. For example, first time you sit in meditation, note down how many thoughts you had. Well, next day, try to have one less thought. The day after that, even less. And eventually, a state of thoughtlessness. See, not only will this let you keep track of where you are in your meditation journey, but also motivates you to keep getting better. There are also so many apps out there to track your progress, which becomes really easy and efficient way to stay on top, right? So as you keep increasing your meditation quality, you will easily start seeing positive and mental physical changes, which will then motivate you to even further to explore depths of meditation and eventually lead you to become an expert in your own meditation journey, right? So that's a really interesting concept, because when we can once track ourselves, it then becomes about, okay, are you meeting your goals in time? Okay, so when you start in meditation, if you have goals, okay, in maybe in a month, maybe in 6 months, or any timeline, this is where you want to be, and then have milestones to get to the place that you want to be. And that becomes something that you can achieve, instead of something that, okay, well, hopefully I get benefits from meditation, right? Instead of doing that, you can actually put yourself in the shoe and actually be able to see yourself getting better and better day after day, which is such an interesting concept. And I think that is really essential, especially especially when you're young, and really want to get into meditation and have a consistent manner going forward. So now more than ever, I mean, again, competition is at its highest. All the young ones out there who are trying to be their best and trying to achieve success. You have one of the most powerful tools right here. Almost every single successful CEO, entrepreneur, innovator, professional, they all attribute their mental health, clarity, focus, confidence towards meditation. So all I have to say now is, I mean, enhance your abilities so you can too make that positive impact in the world, right? And with that, thank you so much for listening. I mean, and having me on here, it's been an absolute pleasure. And once again, thank you everyone who made this event so very special. And thank you, Deepika, again for introducing me.
Ankit, we are not going to leave you so early. So why don't you share with us like how you came into meditation?
Sure. Well, again, since I do come from a family of meditators who really are in the front lines of just expanding that to as many people as possible, and it just becomes a normal thing for us now, right? My parents at home, they have sessions every day, which again becomes a new normal. And it's interesting because, initially what they tell us, what they tell everyone is, they got into meditation because of us. And which is really interesting to see, because I think about a couple of years back, maybe 10 years back, you know, I sat into meditation and I started seeing some things, experiencing some interesting things, in a way where I've been to places that I thought, where I've never seen before or felt before, that I actually, really saw those experiences in meditation, which was really interesting. And that interesting feeling or interesting experience really what brought my parents to realization of that meditation, and it's been interesting. And from there, from there, meditation has become a new normal, and from there, benefits and experiences and everyone's stories have been motivating us to keep going forward, and not only meditating but also to preaching this amazing tool out there. I think this tool is so helpful, and I think in the future the capabilities are just immense, right? It's so many things that you can do with it, and even in terms of research, there's so much more money that's coming into it, just because people are more and more realizing the true potential for this, right? So I'm just excited to be on this path and on this journey and seeing what else is out there.
That's great. So it should have been more than 10 years since you were there in the path.
Yeah, that's correct. It's been a good long.
Yes. So where do you see yourself before you had started meditating and after you have started meditating? So what is the change you see in yourself?
Oh yeah, I would say I've definitely seen many changes in the way that I process, because I think I always break my meditation journey down in a couple different steps, right? My first couple of years was all about you know understanding what meditation really is, at least at the basic concept of it. It's more about as a young person, you always have to doubt, or you have to question what is being said and what is being asked, right? Without us really experiencing, it's really hard to see the true benefits of that meditation. So that initial stage was definitely me asking a lot of questions and understanding more about that art. So my step to the second phase of my meditation was about getting rid of my thoughts. So that has been a big challenge. I'm pretty sure everyone also relates to that. And what happened then is the thoughts have been something that always clouds your judgment in terms of your decision making, in terms of your mental awareness, mental health. So what that second phase really did was, as in my meditation sessions, as I'm starting to get rid of more thoughts and was able to concentrate just on my breathing or music, or and that progression led me to really and outside of meditation really led me to focus on things for much longer. So I could see myself focusing on individual things for 100, 200, 300% longer than before, which is such a huge deal. That already should be the deciding factor that someone should go into meditation, because that is such a huge thing, right? And in focus, clarity, when you're reading a book, you can read for so much longer, right? You can keep reading and without any distractions. And sometimes it's hard for people to keep reading or keep doing something for that long. But what my second phase of meditation has been telling me is, you have a lot more focus in you than you realize, right? So that's been something that I've seen change, and just the concentration, focus in general. And from there, I believe right now I'm in phase 3, like I like to call it. And what now is, I do feel comfortable to sit in meditation without much thoughts. And so now my task is to see, how deep can I go into meditation? And it's really hard to quantify, what is the depth, right? How deep can you really go? I don't know, right? And how do you know how deep did you go yesterday versus day before yesterday or last month? And that's also really hard to quantify. So right now I am trying to see how I can measure myself in terms of going deep. And I think that has been an interesting place. And I think that's where most of my questions arise, and where I try to ask questions in that whoever I can. And that the way that translates to my real life is, um, going as deep as possible, what that is changing is you're becoming more aware. At least I'm becoming more aware. You're asking questions like, what am I doing? Who am I? Questions like that. And that I've never really asked those questions before. And in this phase 3, questions like that come up now. I'm starting to appreciate just everything around me, and that's another change that I'm going through. Before, I never really used to like just looking at nature, or a lot of people love that. A lot of people love looking at mountains and beaches and things like that, but I never really thought much about it. And recently I've started to really appreciate that, appreciate the beauty out there, appreciate some of the things that are happening in my life, right? And just that sense of appreciation has been something great and beautiful. And and I'm really, that's something that making me realize even more how important meditation is, right? So that's where I'm at. I'm still, experimenting as I can, understanding as much as I can, and asking as many questions as I can. So that's where I'm at, and I'm super excited to see what else is out there.
That's great. So Patriji has been a great motivation to everybody in this movement. So what is your experience with him and how you have been motivated?
Mhm. Um, yeah, it's always a pleasure meeting Patrisar whenever he's over at our place sometimes, and whenever the events and things like that. And and he's actually a great example to talk about some of the obvious benefits that you see from meditation, right? The way I see it, when he's talking about certain things, you can really see that he has everything mapped out before he says. He's so clear in what he's trying to say. He's so clear in everything he does. I mean, that is the the goals. That's the goal that you're trying to achieve, right? And and just meeting him in general has always been a really good experience. I remember, every time he comes home, or any other place, we usually start off playing chess, and I love that about that, right? Again, I don't think I've ever beaten him. um, and that's another goal of mine. I need to at least once beat him, right? Out of all the times we played. And again, it all comes down to that clarity that he has, and it's just beautiful how he does that. There's so much to learn from that. And not only is he clear on the things that he wants to talk about, but he's also emotionally present. He's you know he's he's thinking about he's as aware as you can get, right? And it's really interesting, because when you're talking to him or meeting him in person, you already sense the feeling of, he's part of the family, and that's such a great quality to have. And it's something, it's of a role model where exactly the person that you want to be like. And and Patrisar is definitely that. And it's a person that you can kind of see all the right things that are happening, and all the things that you want to try to achieve. So it's always a pleasure meeting him. And every time anything he says, it's like he's talking the language of life, or truth. So it's always a wonderful time with him.
That's nice. So we in Pyramid Spiritual Society are making great use of pyramids for everything, for meditation or for physical wellness, for education, for agriculture. So people have been using pyramids for various things and have greatly experienced the change because of the usage of pyramid. So why don't you tell us like how pyramids have helped you, and is there pyramids in Atlanta?
Yeah. So so in Atlanta, I mean, with my parents or family friends and things like that, all of us do have kind of like this pyramid center and meditation center where we do have all pyramids set up so people can experience the benefits that comes from that. So now it's almost like it goes together. When you have a meditation center, it's most likely you're going to have all the pyramids there, right? So it's more of something that's already given, right? So, and that's an interesting aspect to it too. Again, that's another skepticism I had where very early on, how that can really affect our meditation journeys. And the more and more I meditate under a pyramid and under some of those, um, I definitely do see a difference, right? I do see the difference of different type of energies, different type of the feelings that I feel through meditation. I mean, there's an obvious difference between under a pyramid versus non-pyramid, right? So the benefits, I mean, as people say, there's a lot of science, there's a lot of books talking about that. I mean, if you want to know more about that, I mean, there's so many resources out there. But I think anything that can make our meditation trip healthier and better and more efficient, I think we should take it, right? And if that's sitting under pyramids is one thing, maybe having the right mindset before you sit in a meditation, that's another beautiful thing, right? Having a sense of relaxation is another important thing in meditation. There's all these different factors that just all it's doing is taking your meditation into a much deeper level and helping you achieve that quality meditation. And I think anything that's helping you in that journey, I think it's always a beneficial aspect to that. And I think and so many people have experienced some amazing experiences through that, and certainly did I. And I think that's another aspect of meditation where I do want to know more about. I think there's probably many more things that I don't know about it, which I do want to know, and seems something that's interesting to really understand.
Absolutely. Pyramids are so very helpful. So it brings a great change.
Right.
So my last question, like,
Mhm.
what do you think about PSSM?
I mean,
So what is
can
it you like the most about it?
right. I mean, can you even say anything? Because I mean, the things that are being done with with PSM people in PSM, I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful, right? The amount of effort, the amount of work that people are doing onto it. I mean, I see that, every day with my parents. I mean, the dedication that they do, whether it's giving classes, sessions, or whether it's just, listening to the content that's been out there. I mean, it's just beautiful. The progression that PSSM had, last couple of years to now, it's just been wonderful growth. And, and they're really, we're really trying to get through every outlet as we can, and it's just wonderful. The amount of languages that amount of cities, amount of languages that we output in, and the goal of spreading awareness has never been as high as how PSM has done. So it's just been wonderful to see that growth and see the passion of people in there, and and of course, I'm, I just love to kind of also get into it, because there's so many passionate people in there. I mean, it's just hard not to be involved and not to be helping out, and I think that's the greatest thing there is, right? And people like you and people like everyone, I mean, I think just putting that effort and doing something that you love, and spreading that joy to others, I mean, there's nothing better than that. So, and I have nothing else to say other than it's such a beautiful and amazing journey that PSM had, and just love to see it grow even much further.
We completely agree with you. Yes. So thank you, Ankit, for being with us today, sharing all your experiences and giving us a new dimension. Thank you
Thank you
so
so much,
much.
Abby. Thank you.
So, friends, it was a great takeaway. Everybody who does meditation is experiencing the truth, is experiencing the same truth, but everybody has a different expression. So, what Ankit had told was a new dimension. Like meditation is reintroducing yourself to you, a new you. And he has mentioned about a yardstick. Like everything has a yardstick. But what is a yardstick in meditation? The more awareness, the less the thoughts. That defines the progress. And another point, what he mentioned was very beautiful. Like you have to be a better version of yourself, and you will definitely be. But the more you notice, the more you will be motivated to progress. So that inspires you. So everybody has some set of targets, goals, everything. The way he defined it, it was very nice. Like I'm not just stopping with the meditation, I'm going to the next level, like how deep I can go, how great I am, my awareness levels can be. So everybody is progressing. So progression is an eternal journey. So let us take steps to go forward, because a journey of 1,000 miles will start with a single step. That single step is required. We don't have to see a great leap of transformation between yesterday and today. Even that one thought which is lesser than yesterday during meditation, that is a progress. So, friends, it was very nice sharing time with Ankit here. If you want to interact with Ankit, you can raise your hand so that we can unmute you. Okay, friends, so let us sit in meditation for a while. For people who are new to meditation, we have to clasp our hands, put fingers into fingers, cross our feet, close our eyes, and observe our normal and natural breathing. You can sit comfortably wherever you are. You can sit on the ground or you can sit on the chair. We'll play a nice music. Let us meditate along with the music. Let us now close
Not
or
closer,
open our
open
eyes
our eyes
for next
for
20
next 20
minutes.
minutes.
Meditation is making our mind empty. No thoughts whatsoever, my dear friends. Let us all sit deep into meditation. Breath is our guru. Just observe our normal and natural breathing, my dear friends. Last 5 minutes.
Friends, let us place both our hands on our eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly remove your hands from your eyes and relax yourselves. A big clap to ourselves for doing meditation together with everybody Group meditation is thrice more effective. So thank you, friends, for joining us today. Tomorrow we will meet again at the same time in Zoom, and we will watch together a spiritual video. So please do join us tomorrow at the same time, 7:30, Pindi in the Zoom. Thank you, friends. Have a great day.